that I haven't got the sound on at all. Ah, brilliant. Good morning, welcome to Morning Outlook. On goodness, on Wednesday the 29th of June. Great start to the day. So apologies for the sound missing. Let's get cracking and just run back over what I was saying here. Things to watch out on impact this morning, though. Then we got the German CPI, which will be coming out in by the 6 states in various tranches. So watch out for those. Morning, Michael. That can have an impact on the markets over the morning. We've got OPEC meetings later. Watch out on oil. FOMC's members speaking. This is at a conference here. The role of inflation expectations. So it's a central banking and ECB forum happening, and then we've got these the three heads of banks here, Lagarde, Bailey, and Powell, all speaking in a policy panel. So I think we'll probably hear much more the same as what we've expected before from them. Okay, so that's the news to watch out for. Oh, sorry, let's just I did have on here to just check through. There's nothing else. In fact, the German data, is that really, it's not got it as split up into when it's supposed to happen. It does vary in time somewhat, but just got to watch out for that. There's a bit more German data there. Inflation, the overall inflation figure then at 1 o'clock. So okay, yep, nothing else on there, just checking. Let's get on looking at the technicals then. So technical wise, we're in a little pivot swing there. It's looking bearish on the euro dollar. For now it's triggered that running south, looking soft. When you come down the time frames, it's not such a clean sort of move, but it's still sitting in this range overall, and it's sort of be a disguised range which you can't necessarily see on the dailies until you come down to this 4-hourly. Now it's in a channel. If we see the break of the low of the channel there, the break below the daily weekly S1 is probably about the right area. Last week's pivots all sitting around that sort of area. Break of that could see the full size movement happen again to the downside. In other words, we're just really heading for the lows if it breaks the low. Right, so looking soft. Nothing to really add on this hourly picture here. Just see the consolidation that's happened, but it's moved quite sharply this morning. Okay, the pound. Pound's been looking really ugly, and it's not looking any better really. Although again, it's been running in a very tight old range, and the best thing is just to look down the time frames, and I mean tight range. Didn't touch it at all yesterday. I have nothing to do with it at the moment. It might be starting to move now properly. Certainly looks like well, it's just put a little lower high in this sort of near term, and just like the euro might just roll over, but you can see the very tight range it's been in. But it's got to be avoided mostly. I mean, you might try and trade the next move down. The yen has been moving a little, and it's been moving in trend upside. It's pulled back a bit this morning, and well, it's just slowed up here and strengthened against the US dollar here. So lower high coming through there, still around its high. It may just be an ABC correction, and we could get another shove up. Anyway, nothing much more to say on the yen. I don't trade it normally too much. I normally trade the crosses as opposed to dollar yen itself. Aussie dollar looking weak as well. It looked like earlier part Monday at least. Monday looked like at one stage that it was going to be pushing up. It sold off. Yesterday we saw another sell-off, and it's selling off again today. So really seeing dollar strength coming through here. There was the trend line from the earlier part of the week. Did push up, look, on Monday, pushed up, looked like it was going to take a break out the outside. I was even got an alert sitting here waiting to see if it triggered. It was doing all the right things for further upside, but it's rolled over, so I'm not in it. Thank goodness. Anyway, pushing again its nearest previous low. So we're seeing the same sort of idea of price being contained pretty much for the beginning, like end of last week into this week, and looking like it could continue to roll. Canadian dollar, well, we saw some strength in the Canadian dollar against the US dollar here. This is US CAD, remember. It continued, it's bouncing a little bit as I speak at the moment. If I can bring the market in here, so it's got a bit of a bounce going on. It's sort of softening a little bit. A higher low would sort of probably suggest it will push up towards its weekly pivot. I guess it's everything's looking quite soft against the US dollar at this stage, and that's why it's well worth looking at some of the cross pairs, because whilst the US dollar is particularly strong, some of these other markets are not doing too shabby against their peers. So for example, Euro CAD was looking quite reasonable earlier. It's sold off quite strong and it's moving in a decent trend. So there are markets that are doing okay, and you just got to go searching some of the cross pairs. Okay, that's the majors covered there. Let's have a look at oil, the gold first. Quick look at gold. And this has been in a horrible old picture for a while, gold, and it's not really coming too much out of it. The risk with it is some of the bars now are getting quite small. People put their stops quite close, and then all you get is suddenly you get whipsawed by one of these big moves. Generally though, trending to the downside, so it's got lower highs, lower lows coming through here, so just showing the dollar strength basically. Oil, well, OPEC meeting today, this could go just about anywhere today. Just coming to the dailies, it's had a bounce over the last few days. Not surprised by that whatsoever. It's still putting high lows, high highs in, still moving in the right direction. I say the right direction, but moving upwards. I'm not in the trade. It's just in case you think the right direction is one I'm in. It's just moving back to the upside. It just looks like it's got a bit more upside in this. However, OPEC meetings today, be interesting to see what they say about supplies, etc. So it could have an impact either way. Whatever happens, I think I can't see oil dropping too much below $100 in the near term. Right, they're the majors there. Let's go and have a look at those lovely digital currencies. All I can say is they continue on their road to the downside. Lower highs coming through mostly, and you're seeing it on the short time frame here. You zip through, you can see the lower highs coming through, looking particularly soft still. So there's no let up at the moment. Okay, it's not taken out the prior lows yet, but they do look soft. It's the same across the markets here. I can look at some of the majors here, looking at and they're all pretty much in the same old, as they say. So let's go and switch to the finish off, looking at the major indices even, or indexes, you can call them what you like. Off this morning on the CSI 300, off a bit. It is outperforming everything else at the moment. It's still remains sort of quite bullish looking. Probably need to put a Fibonacci over the top of that, because that's probably at 61.8 and not far off it now in terms of retracements. But either way, just ease back a little bit there. The Nikkei, well, I was looking at, you keep on looking at all the gaps that are sitting amongst it. It's a bit like Nifty 50, more gaps than you can shake a stick at. It is moving. Is moving. That's for sure. To me, I still think these markets will drop back south again. I think any moves here are largely bounces. Nifty 50, it's actually down on the day, down on its close. It closed right the way up there. It's made a bit of a recovery. Continues to feel that gap in that was there, but still looking very much on the softer side. And it's just a case of patience and waiting with some of these markets. S&Ps, well, yesterday, as expected, rolled, and looks like we could get some continuation the way these markets and the dollar strength, etc. Is money going to bonds? It's not going into the indices at this stage. Of course, a lot of things could switch around a little bit. Okay, and S&Ps, Dow Jones, really bearish engulfing bar yesterday, key reversal bar in the whole scheme of things, and it's already triggered to the downside, so looking soft. And the Nasdaq, otherwise known by me as the FTSE, but it's not, it's the Nasdaq, and well, again looking soft, same picture all the way through, coming a bit closer home, and the DAX looking softer here at the moment. So lots of softness running through. FTSE's not open yet, but he says yes, it is. It's just opened. There we go. Beg your pardon. And after a day, I mean, it's certainly the outperformer. So if you're looking for the performance model, this is it. When it's going in the right direction. But for now, selling off this morning, so no great surprises of that. Seeing this, just selling off for now. Okay. I'm just seeing a note coming through on my news service that ECB Simcus has just suggested that a 50 basis points hike is 50% interest, 50%, 0.5% interest